he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died.
Ain't no money like church money. He was doing all the things to try to get his image straightened up.
This was a shock to many in the religious community. Bishop T.D. Jakes has been a spiritual advisor to presidents and a religious voice to thousands.
It's hard to put in perspective unless he's involving himself what is actually going on at the parties.
Bishop T.D. Jakes has officially stepped down from leading the Potter's House in Dallas, and the timing couldn't be more talked about. His name has recently been linked to music executive scene Diddy Combs, whose high-profile trial is set to begin in just 2 weeks. Some reports suggest Diddy may have looked to Jakes for help reshaping his public image. At the same time, Jakes is facing a separate legal challenge, a lawsuit filed by Pastor Youngblood, who's made serious accusations. With multiple headlines swirling, many are waiting to see what happens next.
This was a shock to many in the religious community. Bishop T.D. Jakes has been a spiritual advisor to presidents and a religious voice to thousands. Now he says it's time to pass the baton to a new generation.
This is a beautiful moment for me.
From the pulpit Sunday, Bishop T.D. Jakes announced that he was stepping down from leadership at the Potter's House, the Dallas megachurch he founded in 1996 and has led ever since.
I cannot afford, especially after November, to risk something happening to me and you be sheep without a shepherd.
This is video from the service Jakes is referencing in November. It wasn't until months after his medical incident that he confirmed to the public he had a heart attack. Now, 5 months later, he told his congregation he had been preparing his daughter, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and his son-in-law, Pastor Torrey Roberts, to take the lead.
Fans are digging deeper into Bishop T.D. Jakes' rumored link to scene Diddy Combs, and the story keeps taking unexpected turns. The connection first popped up back in 2024, during a lawsuit filed by former producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. In that case, Jones claimed Diddy planned to lean on his relationship with Bishop Jakes to fix his image after Cassie's lawsuit grabbed national attention. According to the allegations, Jakes may have been open to helping for the right price.
Cat Williams calls out Bishop T.D. Jakes and watches T.D. Jakes and Gino Jennings' response.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, T.D. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good because I know the truth.
World-renowned Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
It's filed by a producer that worked with Combs. It discusses how the singer planned to leverage his relationship with the bishop to soften the impact on his public image of Casey Ventura's lawsuit. Ventura is a former girlfriend of Combs who filed her own lawsuit in November alleging abuse, violence, and sex trafficking.
Could this federal investigation have come out of these private lawsuits?
Oh, absolutely. If it involves sex trafficking or drugs or weapons or other illegal behavior.
Lori Levinson is a former federal prosecutor.
They've decided this is worth a lot of resources across the country. So once they've done these searches, they have evidence to follow up on. And if they've got it, they'll move on.
On November 25th, Bishop T.D. Jakes filed a defamation lawsuit against Pastor Dwayne Youngblood, following serious claims made against him. Youngblood alleged that misconduct took place when he was just 18, even saying some of it happened within the church walls. He also claimed to have proof, pointing to witness statements and phone records. The accusations quickly gained attention, adding more pressure to an already intense and complex
After taking him back to
situation.
the home, he says, "Come on in, let's talk." You can't even imagine being 18, 19 years of age. This person is killing it, and they're saying to you, "Come on in, let's talk." And so I did. I went in. We sat down at a very long dining room table in a room that she had. And for 2 hours, it was unbelievable. Pouring of heart, crying, him talking about my father. We talking about these scenarios. And I inwardly just knew I had finally found someone who could get it. Someone who understood. I'm sitting at this table, and for the first time talking to any man, I got tears coming down my face because somebody gets me. Somebody understood what I was going through. Well, after sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally look at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died. I could not. I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place.
Pastor Youngblood's claims have reportedly gained traction, with some individuals linked to seeing Diddy Combs said to be backing his story. Reports also mention that Bishop T.D. Jakes was seen at a few of Diddy's private events, prompting concerns about whether such settings were suitable for a faith leader. Adding to the tension, a few former church members have allegedly spoken out, saying they witnessed concerning behavior and are now supporting Youngblood's account.
It's Elder Jakes. And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to a service tonight. She says, no. You know, we got a rule in this house. If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done. I went to church, and the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
He also claims that, Diddy, he was using T.D. Jakes to fix his image. You believe that?
Well, we saw that to be true anyway. That's what he was trying to do all that time. That's why T.D. Jakes was there, to try to fix his image. Ain't no money like church money. He was doing all the things to try to get his image straightened up.
I mean, it makes sense. And he also said in this lawsuit that when he was around Diddy, he seen Diddy give out guns, a lot of guns. And he said that the environment around Diddy was violent.
The Potter's House, a global megachurch with major financial influence, stands at the center of rising tensions. Aware of the stakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes has stepped away from leadership, likely to shield the church's image and operations. The past year has been difficult for Jakes, with legal troubles and personal challenges, including the arrest of a relative and a lawsuit now drawing serious attention.
This is Richard Brandon Coleman. He is the ex-husband of T.D. Jakes' oldest daughter, Cora Jakes Coleman. Richard has been arrested on May 4th, 2022 for the continuous molestation and sexual abuse of a child or children. It is being reported by family members that the child that he was abusing is their now 13-year-old adopted daughter, Amari.
So I want to get right into it, man. How you feel about these rumors surrounding, Diddy and TD Jakes?
Man, what I think about it is this, when I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he there to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he there to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he making the Christians look real bad right about now.
Gene Deal, a former associate of Scene Diddy Combs, recently questioned Bishop T.D. Jakes' reported presence at Diddy's private events. Deal noted that even during his time around Diddy, the nature of those parties was no secret. He expressed surprise that a well-known religious leader would attend, let alone be seen there regularly.
Diddy parties, bruh. If he's going, well, we know he's going to the Diddy parties, and I know that it's, I know what usually happens at the Diddy party, or what we told us happened at the Diddy parties. Maybe he need to see it for himself, man. Maybe he need to go there and really be involved in some things that could help save some individuals while they going to those parties. Or maybe he just going to, man, it's hard to even talk about. Why would you find a religious man, when you know that the saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners? And why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating, maybe, like I said, men on men, women on women. It's hard to put in perspective unless he's involving himself what is actually going on at the parties.
Alan Grubman, the powerhouse attorney behind stars like Madonna, The Wheat, Bruce Springsteen, and Usher, has reportedly stepped away, signaling how serious the situation has become. Grubman, a major figure in the music industry and co-founder of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, rarely makes such moves lightly. At the same time, Diddy's legal team continues to shrink. In February, attorney Anthony Ricco filed to withdraw, citing ethical standards set by the American Bar Association. While details remain sealed due to client confidentiality, Ricco stated there were satisfactory reasons for his exit. With a sex trafficking trial set for May, the growing number of departures suggests many are backing away from the mounting legal and public pressure surrounding Diddy.
Legal team is getting a little smaller. As the rap mogul's defense team prepares for his May trial on sex trafficking charges, his attorney Anthony Ricco respectfully but regrettably requested to be dismissed from his role, according to documents obtained by NBC News. Ricco, who is one of 6 attorneys on the case, requested in the February 21st filing to withdraw as representation because, quote, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs, consistent with the ABA standards for criminal justice. The motion continues, quote, while I'm aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted only upon a showing by affidavit or otherwise of satisfactory reasons for withdrawal, there are sufficient reasons related to the protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case.
So the high-powered law firm of Grubman, Shire, Masalis, and Sachs has dropped Combs as a client. Now, this is the firm of Alan Grubman, who is a very prominent entertainment lawyer that represents some very big names. The Weeknd, Madonna, Chris Brown, Paul Simon, Usher, Bruce Springsteen. In fact, by the way, Alan Grubman was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He actually helped found that back in the 1980s. So, gives you an idea about how big of a powerhouse this firm is. Now let's go back to Sean Combs. So the rumor circulating is that this firm did this because singer and actress Lady Gaga had threatened to leave the firm unless they parted ways with Combs. This is according to reporting by News Nation. And it's a big deal because the rapper and producer had apparently been with Grubman's firm for over 20 years. He was friends with Alan Grubman by all.
It's not just Bishop T.D. Jakes creating distance from seeing Diddy Combs. Several high-profile figures and longtime associates are stepping away. Reports say stars like Will Smith and Ellen DeGeneres are among those backing off, along with members of Diddy's own legal team. Most notably, powerhouse law firm Grubman, Shire, Masalis, and Sachs, Diddy's legal representatives for over 20 years, has officially ended its relationship with him. Known for handling major entertainment clients, the firm's decision marks a significant shift as Diddy's legal troubles continue to escalate.